Hi, everyone. This is Dorothea Hendricks, your communication coach in presentation skills and the art of speaking. Today, we are going to speak with the Abundance Ambassador. The Abundance Ambassador is Elaine Starling. Now, Elaine is a sought-after TEDx speaker. She's an international speaker. She's an international best-selling author. She's a coach. She's a successful entrepreneur. She is like just so much. A number of years ago, Elaine had a spiritual awakening. And in this awakening, it prompted her to go out and help other people who are looking to, for spiritual awakening and want to partner with the divine so that they can lead a more abundant life. She takes her fellow travelers on an abundant journey. This journey is a 6-week journey. It's experience. It's an experiential journey. And on that journey, what she does is she provides her fellow travelers with proven strategies, some personal development, some insights, and spiritual insights that help awaken the abundance within. Well, you can go to her website, theabundancejourney.com, which I encourage you to do. Or what you can also do is right now, listen to the next 20, 25 minutes to what Elaine has to say about being the abundance ambassador and what it means to take her abundant journey. So Elaine, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dorothy, it's so great to see you. I always love chatting with you. You are phenomenal. And I was so blessed to get to work with you on my TEDx talk. You really made all the difference in the world for me in helping me craft it and really practice it. I mean, you're so insightful and compassionate and supportive, and you have really good guidance. So thank you for all that you've done for me.
You're welcome. And to everybody else out there, take those compliments and woohoo. Here I am, Dorothea. Anyway, this is all about you right now, Elaine. And so my question to you is, because abundance is something that people talk about. I want more money, more this, better health, more, house or whatever it is. What is abundance? Can you define abundance for us in your terms?
Yeah, I definitely can. And most people view abundance as meaning just a lot of stuff, right? Lots of money primarily, but then the awesome house, maybe several of them, the fabulous cars, the awesome relationships, having all of your heroes on speed dial. That's what they tend to think of as abundance. And in reality, it starts a little bit before that. Abundance is actually an emotion that you feel. It starts with that, I call it, yeah, baby, energy. It's that energy that you feel when you're just so excited and you're really looking forward to something and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to turn out. And it doesn't matter. You know you're going to have a blast. It's like being a little kid and going to Disneyland. It's like, hot damn, we got a ticket to Disneyland. I don't care. I just went in the gates. Let's go, baby. That kind of energy makes all the difference in the world. There's a fabulous book out there called The Happiness Advantage. And there are some amazing insights that they share in that book. And truly, how you feel, being happy comes first before what we view as success or the traditional definition of abundance. So I broaden it. I'm so sorry. That was on. I broaden it so that we're talking about the emotion first, because that's really the beginning of the abundance that you're after.
Interesting. So because a lot of people, they have their desires, they have their goals, and what they do is they verbalize it or they write it down. But what you're saying is very similar to, I think, many, many books. And I was just looking at Napoleon Hill not too long ago, or you talk about Wayne Dyer, any of these, it's the feeling that you've got, or dealing with affirmations. It's the feeling that basically comes alive. So you have to have the feeling, right? And the positivity that, yes, this is cool. Yes, I can do it. And the belief in yourself. Is that what you're saying?
That's part of it. But
yes.
The other thing that people don't understand is you're actually in partnership with the divine. So if you imagine, you don't know this, but you're running a 3-legged race with the divine. Have you ever run a 3-legged race, like when you were a little kid and they had this little sports day and you were partnered up with another kid and they would tie your 2 inside legs together and then you're supposed to run to the finish line, right? And you have to figure out, how do I coordinate so that We do the outside leg and then the inside leg and then the outside leg. Well, you're actually running a three-legged race with the divine. And when you're trying to take care of everything and understand everything and control everything, it's kind of like you're dragging the divine along behind you. And that's a lot of work. And it's really frustrating. So instead, what you can do is partner with the divine. So you make it really clear, this is the goal, this is what we're going for, and help guide me to what I want to achieve. I can give you a really quick story as an example.
Yeah.
So I had heard for years that meditation is really good for you on a number of different fronts. It helps with your health. It helps with your resilience. It helps with your thinking. I mean, there's so many benefits. I can't even begin to mention them all, but meditation is really good for you. And I just never found a meditation practice that really appealed to me. So finally I was like, okay, I want to find a meditation practice that'll really work for me. And I just put that out there and let go. And I just knew I would be guided to the appropriate meditation practice for me. Well, I happened to be reading a book at the time called The Secret Language of Feelings is the name of the book, The Secret Language of Feelings. It has nothing to do with meditation, I got to tell you. But there was one random sentence in the entire book that happened to mention a form of meditation I had never heard of. I felt like there were sirens going off and flashing lights. It's like, okay, got it. I need to pay attention to this. So I just typed in the name of this meditation in Google, and up came up some information. I found some people who were doing an orientation. They happened to be two guys out of Wisconsin, and I signed up for the meditation over Zoom. It was just me and these two guys. I felt so bad because I was keeping them kind of late in the evening to explain this thing to me, but it was awesome and I loved it. I said, man, this is great. I really want to learn this technique, but I'm kind of bummed because you're in Wisconsin. It happened to be terrible weather in the middle of winter. They're canceling flights left and right, and they didn't have anything scheduled for training. I'm like, man, it'd be so nice if there was something near me in Sacramento, California, where I could get the training soon because I'd really like to learn how to do this. So one of the guys sends me an email the next day with a link to a group in Sacramento that's teaching this form of meditation the next weekend. I mean, do you see how guided that is? I didn't have to control it. I didn't have to be in charge of it. I just had to be really clear, this is what I'd like, and then partner with the divine to be guided to exactly what I wanted. And I love this form of meditation. It's called Ishaya Ascension Meditation, and I love it.
Ishaya Ascension Meditation?
Yeah, I'll send you some information so that you can share it.
Oh, I've not heard of that. I am involved in meditation, a different group, but sounds very interesting. I'm going to go back a little bit and just ask you, when you talk about the divine, what does that mean to you, the divine?
To me, that's the word that I use when some people say God or the universe or the creator. That's the term that feels right to me. Because when I think of divine, I think of something that is divine. It's just so yummy and wonderful and awesome and fabulous and fun. And the way I experience the divine is effervescent joy, just this delight and wonder and excitement. And it's just like what I feel when I know I'm wide open to receive abundance, when I am in full partnership with the divine. It's that same, yeah, baby energy. And that's what I refer to as the divine.
And it's actually knowing you're not alone, that there's something there, whatever you want to call it, that is there to help you move forward, to embrace your life. And it's accepting that life is amazing, right? It
really is
amazing. Yeah.
And, I think a lot of people struggle because they feel like they have to be in charge of everything. They have to control everything. They have to understand everything. Well, guess what? Our little human brains are not able to perceive everything. Even our sight, being able to see, our brains only take a tiny fraction. I think it's like 10% of what's actually present. And then our brains just make up the rest of it and assume that, well, this was where the computer was yesterday and the light's over there. And so, yeah, I'm just going to, assume that that's still where it is. So our minds, our brains are not able to see the big picture and see all the potential and see all the opportunities and see all the blessings. And that's what the divine can do for us. So when we are willing to accept that we don't have all the answers and we don't know everything that's out there, and we can be guided to the perfect things, that's really a sweet space to be in. You're not alone. You've got a partner.
That's very heartwarming. I can still hear people going, oh, but nevertheless, it's taking a leap of faith to know that you've got a partner. So you've been working with a lot of people over the years in terms of having them go on the abundance journey. What would you say from your experience and working with all these different people, what has been the biggest roadblock, for people to get the abundance that they're looking for?
The biggest roadblock is negative self-talk. And it's often hidden. Like you have no idea that you're actually speaking in a way that is negative for you. And I'd like to share another story with you,
Yes,
if
please,
I might.
Please do, yes.
That just really illustrates this, because I'm guilty of this too. And I'm constantly uncovering new layers of things where I'm not as open as I think I am. And so it's really important to first discover that something's there, and then you can change it. So I had this incredible experience on New Year's Day 2005. I was really blessed to have a stroke. And I say blessed because during my stroke, I got to have a conversation with our higher power, what I call the divine. And I got a complete download about how everything works and why we're alive, what we can do to live our best lives, and what happens next after this life. And it was amazing. It was incredible. I have never felt such deep, all-encompassing love, just feeling so cherished and treasured, like all the way down to every cell in your body. It was amazing. It was like this Niagara Falls of love. And the conversation was pretty awesome too. Well, I came out of the stroke, 0 damage, checked out by doctors. They can't even tell anything happened, but you know what? When they want to have a conversation with you, they're gonna have a conversation with you. So I get back and I'm fine. And I'm like, man, that was awesome. Hold the stroke. But I want to be able to have access like that to that divine love all the time. In fact, give me a spigot so I can just turn it up on high whenever I want. How do I do that? And I started doing all this research and checking out all these spiritual people. And everybody said, it's kind of like meditation. You have to sit there and calm your mind and allow. You just have to allow the divine to come in. So I practiced, and every once in a while I get a download, and it always felt really good. But it was no Niagara Falls. It was a lot more like a partially plugged watering can, the Niagara Falls. And I was like, okay, finally in frustration, I'm like, okay, this whole allowing thing just isn't working for me. What is the problem with allowing? And I instantly got this download. What is the image that comes to mind when you think of the word allowing? And as soon as I got that information, I saw myself behind a door with a chain on the door, like a hotel door. And I'm peeking out the door at the divine, and I'm terrified. I can't control this. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't, this is way beyond my understanding and comfort level. And I suddenly realized allowing, for me, and everybody's different, but for me, the word allow is a mind-based word. My mind wants control and certainty and guarantees and steps and logic and rationale. And yeah. And I was like, okay, that's not working for me. And that's not the kind of relationship that I want to have with the divine. So I really had to think about it. I was like, okay, what kind of relationship do I want? And I finally realized welcoming. Now I welcome the divine. I welcome abundance. I welcome opportunities. I welcome blessings. I don't have to control them. I don't have to know what's coming. I don't have to be in charge. And as soon as I did that, it was like taking that door off the hinges and chucking the door, because I can have this embrace with the divine, this dance with the divine, and follow that lead with perfect harmony.
So at the bottom of this all, it was you changing how you thought. So
Changing
I know
the
that
word.
your TEDx talk is on mindset. So is that one of the things that people, to overcome the roadblocks, they have to change their thinking, they have to change their mindset? Is that what you're saying?
They need to be aware of their mindset. because your emotions are kind of like playing that game of warmer and colder. When
Yes.
you're feeling really good, when you're feeling excited and you're open and you're happy, you're in alignment with the divine and you're getting closer to what you want. When you're feeling resistance and you're feeling frustrated or irritated or overwhelmed, you're shutting off that connection. You can never totally turn it off, but you've closed the tap down to a lower frequency level with the divine. So you're not as open to the guidance that's present for you. So it's really about tuning into your emotions and how you feel is the first step. And then the second step is noticing, what are you saying to yourself? What are the beliefs that are present? What statements are you making? Oh man, I can't believe you did that again. That was the dumbest thing ever. You always do this to yourself. What were you thinking? I mean, there's all these things that we say to ourselves and we think it's no big deal. And yet it is a huge deal, because the divine doesn't see you that way. The divine sees you as absolutely perfect, exactly as you are. In fact, you are designed with your skills, your talents, your abilities, your techniques, all of that, as well as your faults, your foibles, your hot buttons, your issues, all those things that you think of are, oh man, if only I could get rid of that stuff. No. The divine deliberately designed that into you so that you can be a whole being and experience this contrast. We experience contrast when the divine knows that absolutely everything is love. We don't. We experience things as great or lousy. And every time we think it's lousy, that is the divine going ping. It's so funny. I've ordered up this bell for myself. When you go to a hotel and there's nobody there and you need to get some attention from the people who are behind the desk and you go bing. Well, I realized that negative self-talk is just the divine going bing. Time to change that channel. That's not what we talk to. That's not how we talk to you. And it's time for you to send love and blessings to yourself and love and blessings to everybody involved or impacted by this situation. So, yeah.
Yeah, I certainly being aware, knowing you can't change anything until you develop awareness. And I think one of the big challenges here, is that sometimes it takes quite a while before the bing goes on, right? And you go, oh gosh, I have done this so many times, like it's time to shift, make a change. But why is it that it can take so long? And sometimes with some people, it seems like never. Can we do anything to help somebody else develop that awareness? Make that shift?
Yes, you can. So the reason why we resist shifting is because we really like being right. We really do. World is confusing. When you feel like you've figured it out and you've got something that works for you, even beating yourself up, it's like, well, see, I told you, I knew that wasn't going to work. I told you it wasn't going to work. And you went out on a limb and you did it anyway, and it didn't work. I told you it wasn't going to work. And you get that validation in your brain of like, I figured something out and I know how this is going to go. And it's not going to go well for me ever, right? You've made that decision in your mind and it feels good to get that validation. That's the challenge.
Even though it's hurting us, even if it's
hurting us.
Yeah.
And we don't care. We don't look at the big picture. We're looking at this right now. In these 2 seconds, I feel good about myself because I got validation and I am right. I'm right. Damn it. I love being right. So in order to help people shift, the fastest and easiest thing to do is acknowledge something they're doing and appreciate the difference that it can make for them and for you.
So acknowledge and appreciate.
Okay. Acknowledge and appreciate. Yeah. Those 2 things combined are what creates presence. People are always saying, can you be fully present for someone else? Well, you're not fully present for someone else if you can't pay attention to what they're saying and find something to acknowledge and something to appreciate about what they're doing and what they're going through. And it's really funny because I'll work with clients who are in a tough space. They have literally, their life is not where they want it to be. Their business is having problems. And my immediate reaction is, great. They're like, huh? And I need to shock their system, because understanding, being aware, you know what, this isn't working for me and I'm ready for something new and different, that is awesome. That's huge. You need to acknowledge and appreciate that you are now in a space where you're willing to accept more. You're willing to take it on. You're willing to change and experience more abundance in your life. That's awesome.
So those two steps, and probably, as you say, when people are in crisis mode, that is a really good time to make a change, because that is where the pressure is on. And maybe where somebody isn't in a crisis mode, just to even experience, would you say, starting your day with acknowledgement and appreciation before you have that cup of tea, before you have that cup of coffee, that instant juice or whatever it is that you have in the morning, right? And before you go to bed.
Gratitude
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the thing that shifts everything.
yeah.
Gratitude is incredible.
You know, talking about gratitude, you did a TEDx talk. And what is it in you? I mean, here you had your epiphany. You're on the road to taking people on an abundance journey. You're helping them. I mean, why add another layer? Why do a TEDx talk?
I am so thrilled that I did a TEDx talk. Frankly, the very first time I saw a TEDx talk, I think it was Brene Brown, one of her early talks. I saw her on stage. I heard what she did. It was concise. It was compelling. And I instantly got this knowing, I'm going to do that someday. That's on my bucket list. I'm going to do that someday. And then years later, I had the stroke and I had all this experience. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that TEDx talk, because it really helped clarify my thinking. There's so many different ways that I think about an approach and things that I do and exercises and everything. Being able to find a starting point and make it really clear how people can create this abundance mindset for themselves, that was huge for me. It really helped me organize my thinking and make it easy for people to understand and relate to. And that's key.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So in one sentence, if you could, what was your TEDx talk about?
It's called Abundance is a Choice. And it's really talking about the difference between a poverty mindset and an abundance mindset, and the two things that you control that create an abundance mindset.
Has that talk helped you? Talking in terms of an abundant, I can hear some people go, "Oh, wow, are you creating abundance?" And there are also other people going, "Oh, there's an opportunity here." Right. For you, because you already were doing abundant coaching. So how did this help your business? Did it add to your business? Did it propel you, make you more known? What did it do? What did that TEDx talk do for your
Oh,
business?
so many advantages. It opened a lot of doors for speaking opportunities and interviews on podcasts and Facebook Lives and all kinds of things. And it really helped people understand the entry point into creating the abundance that they want. I have over 308,000 views now, and my goal is 10 million, because so many people don't realize they're kind of going through life with a knee-jerk response and then wondering why they're not experiencing the life of their dreams. Well, you can't just go through life without paying attention. You do have to pay attention to what's happening. And I'm giving you the secret sauce, the two key things that you control: your intention, how you want to feel, and the experience you want to create for yourself and others, and attention, what you pay attention to, the focus. Those are the two key things.
It's interesting about how we look at our life and opening up to support from a divine source, however we see that divine source. And I will say, for me, my experience has come kind of later on in life. When I look back, I go, "Oh, I wish I'd had some of this, what I know now when I was younger, or how I feel now when I was younger." The people that you have, your clients, are they people who are near retirement? Are they younger people? What is the age group that you have that suddenly realize that there is more and that they have to look at life in a different way? Is
My
there?
audience, the people who love to work with me, are primarily 45 plus.
Yes.
They are at a stage in life where they're doing okay financially, and it's not really about the money. It's about fulfillment. It's about getting the most out of life. One of my clients, Julie, had a son who was getting married, and she was feeling pretty left out. The parents of her daughter-in-law, soon to be daughter-in-law, were a little standoffish and a little resistant. And so Julie kind of felt left out of things. So I taught Julie how to activate abundance. It's a 5-step process that I teach at the end of every episode of my podcast, which is called the Abundance Journey. And I taught her how to do these 5 steps so that she would walk into a conversation and she's giving this perspective, she's giving this insight, she's giving this grace and love, and watch it bounce back to her. And now she's in a space where she has never experienced so much love and acceptance and appreciation and inclusion before in her life with anybody. She's like, every conversation with my kids is magic now. Yeah, that's the abundance journey.
Oh, wow. Should every parent everywhere, if they're not experiencing magic with their children, and this includes me, definitely take a listen to those 5 steps. So Elaine, there was a lot. You've had a lot, doing that TEDx talk, a lot of benefits. If there is one learning experience that has to do with speaking coming out of that, what would you say to anyone else who aspires to do a TEDx talk?
Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't think that you have to have everything figured out.
Yes.
Because part of the journey is experimenting and trying different things and finding out what really makes the most sense for you. So work with somebody who is a brilliant mentor, who's been there, done that, like Dorothea. If you're lucky enough to get Dorothea, God bless you, you're in the right place. Because that will really help you refine your message and clarify your message so that you come through loud and clear from your heart. It's not a head-based exercise. It is a heart exercise. And it's you sharing your true gifts with everyone else.
That's wonderful. I mean, it is really about, and probably just not the TEDx talk, but everything we do is sharing our gifts. I would say right now, everything has been very, very positive. However, when we look at the news, we look at, things around us, and I have actually my friends, even my own daughter was saying, well, there it is. It's in the newspaper. It's on the news. It's tough times. People can't do this, and all the negativity that comes out. Because sometimes that can take over people. We really actually have to work to move above that, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Effort. Yeah.
Yes,
because that's another story that those people are selling out there. That doesn't have to be our story.
Absolutely.
In terms of your life, have there ever been doubts or fears that have grabbed a hold of you? Like you say, you hesitated doing a TEDx talk, but has there been something sometimes that's just really held you back from wanting to move forward? And how have you dealt with that, overcome that?
Oh yeah, there was nothing like, it was really interesting because I came out of that stroke and it was amazing. And then I spent 10 years after that stroke helping my parents and in-laws with end-of-life issues. And I know part of the reason I had that incredible conversation with the divine was so I wouldn't stress out so much about their transition, because it's not an ending, it's a graduation. There's a whole lot more they get to enjoy, and they're still in touch with me. So, it's all good. And so 9 years after my stroke, I got the message, now you get to share what you learned from the divine with everybody else. And I was like, I don't think so. And I pushed back so hard. And it just was really clear to me, no, you really get to do this. And no, it's not going to be perfect. And yes, it's going to be bumpy. And who cares? Do it anyway. And once I finally embraced that and was willing to move through it, because my fears are all about me. And that's not what moves me forward. What moves me forward is being in partnership with the divine and helping to expand the love that is present. There are 3 things the divine is asking you to do in every single moment, especially when you feel resistance or fear or frustration. The very first thing, it's a bing on the bell, right? The first thing is be the love that is needed here. Be loving towards yourself and be loving towards others in this moment, especially if you don't feel like it, especially if you feel like they're such a jerk. They don't deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it. So show up, be the love that is needed here. The second thing is love is already present here. but it's hidden. It's kind of like an Easter egg hunt, or a scavenger hunt. You have to look under the bushes and, look behind things and really think about what could be the blessing in this for me? What am I learning? What am I practicing? Like I'm reminded to listen a lot, So what is the blessing that's in this for me? What's love that's already present? And then the third thing is every time we come together, two or more, we are automatically collaborating to create more love. And that's what we're here to do. So collaborate with others and create more love. Those are the three things. Be the love that's needed here. Notice the love that's already present here and co-create more love together.
So would you say those are three tips that anyone should practice to lead an abundant life, right? And the abundance can maybe be in their business. In fact, to help your business grow, have you followed those three tips in your own business? And because I know your business is highly successful.
I'm doing great. And when I got out of my own way, I realized I had been saying a lot of negative things to myself.
Yes.
Things like, yeah, this spirituality stuff, nobody's interested in that. And then somebody's like, excuse me, there are billions of dollars in like churches and all this alternatives. No, sorry, that excuse doesn't hold water. And it was just so interesting, the things that I was saying to myself, resisting the guidance that I was getting from the divine, that I really had to share this. And when I got out of my own way, and I realized it's not about protecting myself, it's about showing up fully and caring for the clients that I serve. If I'm truly committed to them experiencing a transformation, it can happen. Now, I explain to everyone when we go on the abundance journey, I'm in the Jeep with you. I'm getting all the same potholes and speed bumps that you are, and I'm taking you to the scenic overlook. Now, if you insist upon covering your eyes and plugging your ears and la, 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 ignoring the incredible view, you have that right. That's perfectly fine. It's your choice. It's your life. However, I will show you the perspective. I'll give you that outlook. I'll give you that opportunity, and you get to try it on for size. Because often what we resist is something that feels a little unfamiliar. It's a little different. It might be kind of spicy at first. And we're like, I don't know if I like this. But once you try it and you get used to it and you kind of know what to expect and you see how easy it is for you to interact with it and shape it, all of a sudden, it's really fun. Yes. It's really fun.
It is. And I'm going to say from my own experience, difficult to believe, but I was like a master naysayer, negative as negative could be. Temper tantrum. I was against the world was against me. I mean, so much of that was I felt it was so embedded in me. And then one day I had a little epiphany, and then little by little, you begin inching your way out of this dark hole. And I all I can say is, Elaine, that what you're doing is amazing. Life is amazing. There's incredible abundance. And when the shite hits the fan and we've got it here and we go, oh no, then that is a wonderful opportunity for us to really turn around and start doing some exploring and change. And that, I think, is what life is about, is new experiences, change, and becoming. People talk about becoming more than what you are. I think we are. It's just basically uncovering that more. What we've got inside, right? It's there.
Yeah.
And it's just, what are we doing with it? Well, I don't want to do this, don't want to look at it, right? Or going, yes, I'm going to peek out. I'm going to take the chain off the door that you referred to before and open up. Any final words, if you want to give a final thought to all the people out there? What is your final thought here, Elaine?
Science is catching up with us. Science is proving that this is the real thing. This is truly happening. I don't remember the name of the book. I'll get it to you, Dorothea, but I read a book written by a physicist, and it's kind of thick and chewy. You have to understand science and really enjoy it. And I do. And he took us through all of Newtonian physics and then all of quantum physics and worked through it just like he was presenting a paper and a theorem. And by the end of the book, he says, this proves conclusively that we live in a conscious universe. We do. You are an important part of this conscious universe, and you are here to help the divine expand love. This is actually the cutting edge of the divine. You've been here many times before. You will be here many times again in the future. This is the sweet spot. This is where the magic happens. So instead of bemoaning your situation, be excited, because this is an opportunity for you to expand into abundance beyond all imagining.
Mm. Thank you, Elaine. And indeed, I look forward to that book. You can pop me an email on it. I'll share it with people the next time, and maybe put it on the site as well. Thank you so much, Elaine. You've been inspiring, engaging, inspiring, and just, I love you to bits. I love you to bits. And let's go spread that love. And this is Dorothea Hendricks until next time. And Elaine, until next time, wishing you mountains of success.